Okay, welcome to day 2 of our first week, and we are going to get into the organ systems now. Just a very quick overview of each of them, which will give you a summary, and you'll know what to expect as we get into each of the individual chapters later in the year. Okay, so we have a nice little diagram that contains all of the organ systems here. Basically once we get to chapter 6, each of these organ systems becomes the subject of all of the chapters that we'll do at that point. Okay, we'll take a much more in-depth look at each of them. So the functions of each organ system, they're going to do at least one of these things. Okay, we have body covering, we have support and movement, we have integration and coordination, we have transport, we have absorption and excretion, and we also have reproduction. Okay, so body covering, that's going to be your integument. Okay, so integumentary system, support and movement, skeletal and muscular, integration and coordination, that's your nervous system. Transport, circulatory, as well as endocrine and lymphatic, absorption and excretion, digestive and respiratory, and then reproduction is going to be not your urinary, that is your reproductive system, obviously. Okay, and then excretion is digestion and urinary as well as respiratory. So absorption and excretion are each of those three. So the integumentary system, the structures, so the organs include skin and some of the features, so hair, nails, and the skin and the sweat glands located within the skin. So the functions of the integumentary system include protecting your inner tissues, regulating your temperature, so being able to give off heat or keep it in, and as well as supporting your sensory receptors. So your sense of touch, comes from your skin. Skeletal system, your bones, as well as the cartilage and ligaments at your different joints. So your bones provide your framework, protect your soft tissues inside, so the important organs that you have inside your chest, for example, as well as your brain within your skull. Bones provide attachments for muscles, so to allow you to move. And then bone marrow in the middle of your larger bones produces blood cells. Okay, the muscular system contains your muscles. They pull on your bones to provide you with movement as well as helping you to maintain your posture. And muscles also contribute by producing body heat through all of the cellular respiration that is occurring within the mitochondria of your muscle fibers. Your nervous system includes your brain, spinal cord, peripheral nerves that go all the way, from your spinal cord to your fingertips or your toes, as well as sensory organs. Okay, so your nervous system, helps to integrate and coordinate, so it detects internal and external changes. So not just what's going on around you, but also what's going on within you. And your brain interprets that sensory information, and then your brain and spinal cord are able to then stimulate your muscles and glands to do something. Endocrine system is another communication system similar to the nervous system. And the endocrine system secretes hormones which send chemical signals to maybe other glands or to other organs to help to control metabolic activities that are occurring within your body. Okay, like if you need more energy, then hormones will go out to stimulate, the breakdown of glycogen to give you more glucose available. Cardiovascular system includes your heart and your blood vessels. So the arteries, the veins, and the capillaries, they can be very big, but the capillaries are very small. And the function of your cardiovascular system is to move your blood with all of the different substances, whether it's nutrients from your digestive system or oxygen from your respiratory system, or waste to go and be excreted. Your blood helps to transport all of that stuff. The lymphatic system may be something that you haven't heard of, but obviously we want our lymphatic system to be doing lots of work right now, especially when we're in school in the middle of a pandemic. Okay, but the lymphatic system includes lymph nodes, lymphatic vessels, your thymus, and your spleen. And the lymphatic system helps to defend you against infection, as well as, just like your cardiovascular system, transporting nutrients and returning tissue fluid to your blood. Okay, it helps to clean up a lot of this stuff. Your digestive system is responsible for bringing in food, breaking it down, absorbing the good parts of it, and then excreting the bad parts. Okay, so your digestive system is everything from your mouth to your anus. So your mouth, your tongue, your teeth, your salivary glands gets the digestion started already up in your mouth. Then your pharynx, esophagus, stomach, and then from your stomach to the intestines, the liver, gallbladder, and pancreas help with digestion. The respiratory system, so bringing in air and then excreting the waste gases that we form. So again, from your mouth or from your nasal cavity down into your lungs and then back out. So this includes your nasal cavity, your pharynx and your larynx, your trachea, bronchi, and your lungs. Okay, so the goal is to bring in air, so the oxygen, but also to keep out some of the nasty stuff, and that is going to be responsible, some of the tissues along the way to help to trap some of that stuff so it doesn't get down into your lungs. Okay, so you want to bring in oxygen and you want to give off the carbon dioxide that you will make through cellular respiration. Okay, the urinary system. So this is the removal of waste from your blood. So your blood may have too much of some things. So your kidneys will absorb that stuff and then transport it to the urinary bladder, as well as excess water too. Okay, so the goal of your urinary system is to maintain the balance of everything. So, homeostasis is so important. So maintaining everything at a certain level within your blood, and taking stuff that you have too much of out and transporting it to your urine so that you can excrete it. Okay, and then finally we have the reproductive system. So it is obviously different between males and females, but the whole goal is to perform sexual reproduction to produce offspring, because none of us are going to live forever. So the goal of the reproductive system is to produce offspring to continue our species. All right, so this is the very end of our organ systems. So just, like I said, a very quick overview of each of them. But within each chapter this year, we are going to study the purpose, the function of each system. And before we can do that, we have to know about each of the structures. So we're going to study each of the structures, the big organs, as well as the microscopic structures that make each of the organs, in order to know and understand the functions of the system. Okay, so our goal is to learn about each of these systems, the structures and the functions, and then apply what we know about the systems to discuss certain diseases that affect each of these organ systems.